How we doing, everyone? Sam with United People's TV here with the player ratings after Man United's 0-0 draw, which on paper might seem like a disappointing result, but it's a draw away at Anfield, so I don't think it's the worst performance in the world. And let's run through how I feel Man United players got on. David De Gea, up there with arguably man of the match. I would say 7.5 out of 10 from him. Made a brilliant save from Emre Can in the first half. Could hardly see the ball. Was down to his right-hand side. Got down there very quickly. In that second half, a brilliant save from Philippe Coutinho. You know, out of nowhere. With his other hand over the top in standard De Gea fashion. Fucking wonderful couple of saves. And in an otherwise very muted performance in that he didn't have much to do, he pulled out 2 wicked saves. So well done, Dave. Right back, Antonio Valencia. I'm going 7 out of 10. I thought Valencia was very, very good, especially for that last-ditch tackle on Roberto Firmino in the last 10-15 minutes of the game. You know, Valencia was not troubled very much because, Liverpool didn't press as high as we expected them to. But, you know, going forward, he wasn't as good as he could have been, which I'm going to say about a lot of Man United players tonight. But defensively, I think he was very disciplined. Positionally, he was excellent. And from a right-back, that's the first thing they've got to do. So again, well done to Valencia. Eric Bailly and Chris Smalling, I'm going to give a combined performance of 6.5 out of 10 for both of them. I don't think either of them were very troubled during the game. Liverpool, as I said, were very, very muted. You know, it's expected to be this Liverpool team that's won 4 games in a row. They were all guns blazing that were going to blow Man United away. Their plan A didn't work. And when Liverpool's plan A didn't work, they didn't have a plan B. And Man United sat very deep. We sat disciplined. And they had no answer for it. So because of that, Eric Bailly, I think maybe I'm going to give Eric Bailly a 7 over Chris Smalling 6.5. I think Bailly had a few standout tackles because that's all Bailly does during games. He comes for that aggressive tackle and he makes it. You know, at left back, it was Daley Blind. You know, up against Sadio Mane, people were worried. I was worried. I thought he was going to get exposed by Mane's pace, but he didn't because Liverpool was shit going forward. You know, I'm going to give Daley Blind the same as those guys, 6.5 out of 10. I don't think he was exposed. It's a shame that we only had one corner because I really felt that was where Man United could have punished Liverpool from set pieces, but we didn't have many opportunities to. But defensively, Daley Blind was very solid. Pogba and Herrera and Fellaini were our 3 midfielders. And a Herrera, standout man of the match. 8.5. Gonna push for a 9 out of 10 because Ander Herrera, for me, I saw captain material in that performance. I saw somebody who took the game by the scruff of its neck. I saw somebody who was pushing Liverpool every time they were in possession, who was confident in the ball, who was finding his teammates, who was tackling where he was needed to, who was there with a last-ditch tackle if he was needed to, who was commanding his teammates where to go and where to be. That's what you fucking need at Anfield. You need somebody who's not going to be overawed by the occasion, but somebody who is going to take to it. And Ander Herrera, for me, came to fruition tonight. That was a fantastic performance from Ander. Well done. Marouane Fellaini, for all his critics, myself included, he played okay. I'm going to give Ander Herrera a 9 out of 10. I'm going to give Marouane Fellaini a 6.5. I think Fellaini did okay. I don't think Fellaini did anything wrong. Exactly the same as Daley Blind, Chris Smalling, and Eric Bailly. I don't really think Fellaini did much right either. I think Fellaini was very safe, and I think that could be said for a lot of Man United players tonight. But it's up in attack where I'm going to have to start criticising players because Paul Pogba, he let that game pass him by. There was one particular moment which he stood out, which showed his class. It was his cross for Ibrahimovic, which he completely messed up. But apart from that, Pogba, in a midfield with Emre Can, Jordan Henderson and Philippe Coutinho, he didn't stamp himself. And that is a game where he can dominate. We're talking Philippe Coutinho, tiny. Jordan Henderson, weak. Emre Can, first game he started this season. That's a midfield trio that Paul Pogba should be walking over, steamrolling over. But he's not. And he's not done that enough this season, let's be honest. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Going forward, we got a front 3 of Marcus Rashford. We had Ashley Young. We had Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And who do we have as number 10? We have... Oh yeah, Paul Pogba, my mistake. Because we played a midfield 3, my mistake. But Marcus Rashford, unfortunately for Marcus, it was a very muted performance. I think it's because we're so used to Rashford playing so well that we're almost surprised when he doesn't score a goal or doesn't dominate a defence. But tonight we saw a performance from somebody who was for the first time maybe in his career, a little bit overawed by the occasion. A couple of wayward touches. The ball went under his foot. He couldn't control the ball. His dribbling was a little bit off. His crossing wasn't that good. I'm going to go for Marcus Rashford 5.5. I think he'll look back at this game and wonder what he could have done better. Not that he played awfully bad, and I'm not isolating him as the reason we lost this game, but from what I've known of Marcus Rashford, he's going to be disappointed with that performance. I think Ashley Young, I'm going to give Ashley Young like a 6.5, because I think Ashley Young, for what he was brought into this game for, he performed. And he was brought into this game to be a defender first and foremost. Let's be honest. Otherwise, he would have started maybe Memphis Depay out on the left wing. Memphis wasn't even in the squad. Ashley Young basically doubled up as a left back, second left back on Daley Blind. And there was one particular moment, I think it was in the second half, when a cross came round and Ashley Young was there to sweep it away. And Gary Neville praised him in the commentary. And that was exactly what Ashley Young was brought in for, because he was brought in to double up on that defence and make sure that United didn't concede, rather than United going forward and whipping in the crosses to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So I think Ashley Young did his job tonight. Not that it's a job that every Man United fan would have wanted a left winger to do, but it was a job that Jose Mourinho asked him to do, and he did it well. But up front, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I'm going to go as far as saying that 5 out of 10. I'm going to say Zlatan Ibrahimovic was the worst performer for Man United tonight. Now, I think that's the 4th game in a row that Zlatan hasn't scored. And this is coming off the back of Zlatan scoring in his first 4 consecutive games. Maybe he has scored the last 4 games. Maybe I'm being unfair and my memory is as bad as a goldfish. But in the last couple of games, at the very least, Stoke and Liverpool, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, his finishing has been poor. That chance that Pogba floated in a beautiful cross, and Pogba was there. Ibrahimovic was there. Karius, who was flapping like a bird the whole game. Awful goalkeeper from tonight's performance anyway. A bit like Claudio Bravo in his debut against Man United in the derby. Ibrahimovic should have scored, but he didn't. And I think some of his hold-up play was good, but overall he had wayward shots, long shots, and from a player who's got so much experience of big games. He's played in the Milan derby. He's played in Ajax Feyenoord. He's played in Barcelona, Real Madrid. I expected more from Ibrahimovic tonight, and I didn't see it. And it's a little bit disappointing because I think I expected us to get bossed in midfield. We bossed the midfield. I expected us to get a little bit bossed in defence. We bossed the defence. The one area of the pitch I was confident that United were going to play well in was in attack, and it was the attack that let us down for the 2nd game in a row. So they are my player ratings. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe to United People's TV and drop a like if you fancy it. And we'll see you all very, very soon for more analysis on the 0-0 against Liverpool, and obviously build up to the final game in 3 days in what is a very busy period for Man United. But anyway, we'll see you soon. Take it easy.